All right, Tony, so we're sitting in our studio where we typically record our Weekend Warriors home improvement radio show. But we've been asked to do something a little different this year. We are going to be recording in front of a live studio audience at several locations around the Pacific Northwest.
They've actually picked out some pretty premier events for us, and I'm super excited about it. But we've got some pretty sensitive equipment that we need to get there and keep it safe.
Yes, so today we're going to be designing and building a mobile recording studio.
Tony and Corey, your Weekend Warriors.
And today we're going out on the road.
All right, Corey, so we need to build some sort of a road case, something that will protect this sensitive equipment and help us take it out on the road when we are doing remote broadcasts.
Yeah, you said it right, a road case. What I had in mind is kind of like one of those roadie cases that you see made out of plywood with the aluminum trim on the outside, really keep it nice and safe. So I went ahead and I kind of put some drawings together of what I had in mind. But my biggest idea was that I didn't want to have to mess with any of the wiring. So I bought all of this stuff ready to put in, but what I want to do is wire it in such a way that it just stays there. And all we have to do is plug our laptop into it, plug it into an outlet, and we're good to go. So we're going to be doing this a little differently because in here we have boom mics. We see these on our podcast all the time, and headphones, but to set these up at every location is
kind of a hassle.
Yeah, big hassle. So we went out and picked up these over-the-ear broadcasters type headphones with a boom mic already attached to them. These things plug in to an XLR and a stereo headphones, which will plug right into our Behringer mixer. And from the mixer, this will plug into our laptop. But to get all this pre-wired in our box is going to be pretty involved. So I want to show you my ideas here and go through all of the stuff that we're going to need to do that. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is pick up a mixer. This is an 8-channel Behringer 1204. It has all of the stuff you would need to get what we're going to be needing done. And then from here, the easiest thing for us, and this is how we do it here in the studio, is we have our microphone out, our headphones out. That typically goes to one set of headphones. But because we have both of us and sometimes guests, we need at least 4 sets of headphones. So for that, we have a headphone amplifier, and this is also made by Behringer. And what it is this is a powered amp. So it plugs into an outlet. You have an output that comes from your mixer into here, and then from here out to your headphones. So we're going to be hardwiring this to a couple of plates that I'm going to be putting in on the side of our road case, and it's going to look just like this. These little plates that are designed for an XLR input, which I bought these plugs. They're just raw plugs that we can solder on. Those will screw in just like that. And then I also picked up some TRS stereo 1/4-inch headphone jacks. You got to be careful when you buy these because they look very similar to a mono jack. A mono jack is what you'd use for like a guitar or any sort of instrument. TRS actually has 2 outputs left and right for your headphones, so you want to make sure that you get the right ones. And when it's finished, it'll look just like this on the outside of our travel case. And what that'll allow us to do is when we pull up, we'll be able to pull out our headphones, and these will plug right in to the side, just like this. And it'll be super clean. So we'll have 1 set for me plus a guest, 1 set for you plus a guest. And that'll be hardwired into our mixer, and that'll just be ready to go when we walk up. I actually bought these 90-degree XLR connectors, so when they plug in, we'll be able to route all the wires down around the back and down through the bottom.
So you're soldering the wires onto the back of these connectors, and then that's going to be right in the side of the box. But you're going to have storage inside the box So what is the chances that some of the stuff you're storing in there is going to hit those and maybe disconnect or mess up some of those solder joints?
Yeah, that's a really good point. So I thought about that, and what I want to do is create a false wall in there on the inside, maybe 2 inches from either side, to run all of our wires inside, and then when they pop up into the back of the top, they'll all plug in. But yeah, that'll protect all of those wires as that false wall on the inside.
All right, this thing needs to be strong, and also it needs to be light because you're putting some heavy equipment in it. What are we building it out of?
Most of the road cases you see out there use a plywood-based construction, either 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch, with a sheet of ABS glued to it. That stuff's kind of expensive, so for budget-wise, we're just going to use regular 1/2 inch plywood and paint it black. I think that'll look really cool. And for the corners, we got these metal trims that I'll show you later in the video, but I looked high and low for these things everywhere. I ended up finding a custom case manufacturer right here in Beaverton, Oregon that sells them, called Max Line Cases, and they were able to sell me just the aluminum trims. And you'll see what I'm talking about later, but there's outside corners made out of aluminum, and then there's what's called a valance, or a tongue and groove, that goes on where the lid separates from the base. I also bought these steel caps that go over each corner to protect it. So I think the plywood will work really well.
Do you feel like that with all this equipment in it, that the box is gonna be extra heavy?
It will probably be pretty heavy. I'm guessing that it's somewhere in the 30-pound range. So I did get some spring-loaded rubber grips, rubber handles that we'll put on either side, so that you and I can both grab one side if we need to, or load it up on some sort of dolly. The other thing is I got a couple feet, 4 feet in the edges, so when we set it on the table, it'll be nice and stable. It won't slide around on us. The last thing I got that I thought was going to be really cool is this plug. So I don't want to have to run a bunch of plugs. I need to plug this in, and our mini amplifier, and our laptop when we roll up. So I'm going to put a power strip on the inside of our box. But instead of having to run all those wires out of the front, I got this little thing here, and what this does is we drill a hole through our box, and then this thing screws onto the exterior, and it's dust proof, somewhat weatherproof, but then you pop it open, and we just plug an extension cord into here and then into the wall. And then on the inside of the box, this will plug into our power strip. So it'll be really nice and clean. When we're done, we unplug this, close the cap, fold the top down, and we're good to go. The other aspect of this design is storage. We're going to be able to take the lid off to expose our mixing board. Everything's going to be pre-wired, so we won't have to do any of that, but we'll be able to control our volume levels here. But we're also going to need storage for our boom mics and a couple of other pieces of equipment. And we'll put a hinged door on the front of it, so that we'll be able to store all of our stuff inside of that and keep it nice and safe and together so we don't lose anything. We'll have to get a tape measure. We'll measure the height, width, and length, and make sure we add a little space for our wires, and then make sure we have enough storage down there to store 4 sets of headphones and some other equipment.
All right, let's put the tape down. Let's check some stuff out.
All right, so in our next video, we will actually start cutting up and putting this thing together. Hopefully you found this really interesting. We wanted to give you all of the equipment and materials that you needed to build this, and we'll list all of that down in the comments below. We bought almost all of this stuff on Amazon, except for the metal trims, which I got locally at Max Line, and the plywood, which we got at Par Lumber. We'll put all link to all of those things down below.
This has been another episode of Your Weekend Warriors.
We'll see you next time.